Peace in, folks. How you doing? Use the force. Positive mental attitude. So, the case rate has gotten us all locked down again. But it's okay. It's only for a month because we got to save the NHS that isn't even overrun and never did get overrun. But hey, you know, I think they're all a bunch of fucking crooks. Sure, there may be some ill people, and unfortunately maybe some people have died, right? I don't know the exact numbers, because none of us do. But it's not significant enough for a fucking pandemic scale lockdown now, is it? No, John, it's not, is it? God, not many people are fucking arguing about this at the moment. It's ridiculous, isn't it, really? The case rate is going up. Who gives a fuck? That's really good. Not many people are dying. I just heard the case rate's now just hit over 1 million in the UK. Not many people are dying. This isn't a pandemic. Right, they said themselves that these measures are out of fear. Well, look at their last measures that were out of fear. They locked us all down and they were wrong, right? They were wrong. The numbers have shown they were wrong. It's not that serious. They're a bunch of fucking crooks, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They're a bunch of crooks. We got criminals running our countries. This is globally. And they're working for age-old families that have been in power. They're criminals. They're criminals. So, fucking hell. We're going to need a smoke. Do you know what I'm saying? They're a bunch of criminals. Balance it out. Do you know what I'm saying? Every day. Every day. Mate. Lockdown number 2. Well, you know, anyone that was speaking out was saying this was definitely going to happen. Right? So, hopefully, some more people now are going to hit the awareness train, slam into the awareness bridge, get knocked over by an awareness punch. Sorry if it hurts, but welcome to the club. We're being run by gangsters. Right? We're all going to fucking need to get one of these out. Right? And we're all going to have to remember that the people running our country are wearing their crook's hat. It's way beyond a joke, isn't it? Like, I think it... What's going to happen's going to happen, isn't it? Like, I'm not like... We need more people. It's as simple as that. We need more people. More people are showing up in London by all accounts. I don't want to fight. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to fucking battle against all this bullshit. I'd rather we just start making new ways. But we need numbers for this. I don't believe that protesting and battling the system is going to make the foggiest bit of difference to our problem. Right, which is people have control of our perception, right, which means they have control of our resources, which means they have control of our fucking lives. If we let them, right? If we let them, because it is a choice. These lockdown measures are, again, I keep hearing them chatting shit. Like, no one's died in Sussex, I think, from COVID since June. I'm pretty sure that's the last one that got registered as a COVID death. June in Brighton or in Hayward Heath. And I'm hearing people saying shit like this up and down the country, you know. This isn't like, you know, oh no, but it's really, no, it's really not that bad. You know, we got winter illness season anyway. I can't, who knows who watches these? Someone asked me yesterday, they were like, so who do you reckon, like, you know, watches your videos? Because I get views, not loads, and that's whatever, but, you know, hopefully some people see some stuff, they talk to some other people, you know, people start questioning awareness a bit more, you know, looking to get awareness a bit more, questioning the system a bit more. That's what I meant, really. So, you know, if you see this, have a conversation with someone. You know, if you look at what I'm saying, right, is that objectively speaking, we've been manoeuvred into a lockdown based on case rate using fear as a driving force, right? Case rate is not death rate or even illness. It's just people that are tested positive with it, right? 97% of people go through it without any touch of anything. This is not a pandemic in our general believing of what a pandemic is. Obviously the WHO changed the meaning of pandemic, so no one has to die for something to be called a pandemic, and then they can enforce pandemic level measures, right? So that's weird, right? So there's a lot of these weird things that happen that end up in gangsters running countries, suppressing and benefiting off of people. You know, and this ain't about money. Money's not a power. Money's a representation of our energy in. Right, really? Right, that's what our currency should be. This money's fiat currency. It's debt-based economy. It's not real money. It's numbers made up in the sky. Right? So, we got to realise that we are the fucking currency. Right? We are the power. We're the buyer. The power sits with the buyer, not the supplier. It's supply and demand. Therefore, you supply the demand. So we need to alter our demand a little bit, because look at what is happening when we let gangsters have our free choice. Right? We can use technology, right? Like social media, right? Social media ain't the problem. In my view, social media isn't a problem. The problem lies in our psychology pre us getting social media, right? Because we're not taught healthy, oh man, a little bit. Oh, it's so good. So good. Blueberries, blackberries, pineapple, raspberries, coconut juice. What's the little, the green ones? Oh, I always seem to forget their name. Really slippy, slidey little buggers. Green things, big pip in the middle. Avocado. There you go, avocado. Bit of avocado in there. Arbonne's protein. It's really good. And a bit of fibre. Arbonne's fibre. You know, we're going to... got to do our bit to be good for ourselves, haven't we? But seriously, you know, we need to broach conversations with people about what's going on. You know, and if you don't feel you've got enough breadth to spark a conversation about some stuff, don't worry about that. It's not about being informed, it's about being aware. You know, one of the things I think that came out of certain religious teachings, the devil is in the detail, right? Pay too much fucking attention to the detail and that gets devilish, right? So, we need to move forward in new ways, right? And if we just observe what has been happening, they're not controlling us with illness. They're controlling us with fear. That is the illness, right? We've been riddled with fear. We've been given teachings that teach some fucking egotistical, you know, higher than thou type of attitudes, and other teachings that give us like insecurities, you know, based on past, based on all types of things, right? We're not taught in a healthy manner, right? And what's been happening in society hasn't been healthy for a long time, you know? Forces just fighting for the control over people, and what else? I don't know, there's probably more to it. But, you know, as soon as you start like asking what's more to it, that's when you get into conspiracy land, and then you're like, there's conspiracy theories everywhere, right? Because before a conspiracy comes to light and is done, any conspiracy, a group of people conspiring to the same ends, it's a conspiracy theory, right? Or until it can be proved out to be true, it's a theory, right? So, you know, Darwin's theory of evolution is still a theory. Darwin's theory of evolution is still a theory, right? There could be so much. The ifs and buts and what could be's don't really matter, does it? We got a bunch of crooks running our countries, and they're locking us down again. The economy was screwed anyway. Looks to me like they want to really finish it off so they can do this whole plan they've got to like do this big reset so they can get themselves all out of their debt that they've got them into, and probably lay it on to us, right? If there was ever a time to start creating new local councils, it's now. If there was ever a time to create transparent councils, it's now. If there was ever a time to start coming together as communities to talk about how we can take back our lives, it's now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we can ignore it, right? And it will get worse. Measures will get tighter. If they fucking get away with this, what do you think that sends a signal back? Right? We will all just shut up and obey based on fear. So many people, and yet so little people know anyone that's even ill by this, really, that they can say categorically it's only COVID. Without, I hear some people talking, it just sounds like they're like on some COVID hype train where they're like, oh yeah, my auntie's second niece was really ill, they couldn't smell or taste anything. Could be so many different things. Even still, it's not a pandemic level. We're being fucking conned, you know? So before we let ourselves be manipulated anymore, we're an aware species. I watched a Joe Rogan podcast, and I don't give a shit what anyone thinks about anything, right? I'm into interesting conversations, right? And no one's perfect, not one of us. So I was watching Joe Rogan, and he had this Timothy someone or other, right? It's the latest Joe Rogan on Spotify, obviously. Go check it out, right? Because it was really interesting. They were talking about technology, and this guy was talking about how everything, like the way people have reacted to it, how negative like the structure around everything is, and a lot of things I talk about he was crossing over. It was very interesting, very insightful, lots of information on the tech side of things, and also then that was correlating to like global governments and blah 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 blah. It was really interesting. It's not conspiracy, it's just like life, what's happening, but it needs to be heard. So Joe Rogan's latest podcast on Spotify, I would say whatever you think of Joe Rogan, go and watch it. I'm about getting information wherever I get it from. I don't even have to like someone to take information from them, because if I can have a better perspective over what's going on, but over and above information, like I was saying at the beginning, it's about awareness, isn't it? Are we fitting into roles? Are we falling into roles? Are we falling into this male role that's actually negative masculinity? You know, we can be strong without needing to be like, you know, and we've got to come together. I don't know. I don't have the solutions. I want to rant because, you know, they're fucking locking us down again. But it's not really a surprise. I'm more like, people, come on. We need to en masse say no more. We're not playing your games, and we need to make moves that sends the message upwards. Right? Like we all... We need to disobey them. They've set out a load of rules over our lives, and it's bullshit. We've got to go. Peace in. Use the force, you know how we do.